Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the What We Said podcast. I have two very special guests with me today, but I've instructed them to stay silent until I'm done with my announcements. So, welcome back. I mean, you guys wouldn't know, not you two. Listeners wouldn't know that we've been gone for a while because we batched a bunch of episodes for JC's maternity leave. But this is the first time I've been back recording in like a couple weeks. So I'm excited to talk to you guys again, fill you in on a lot of stuff. But first and foremost, our drink, the drink of the summer. If you guys didn't know, we did a collab with Coffee Dose, and they originally had said it's just May and June, but they extended it all through July, all through August. So if you want to get our drink, go to Coffee Dose. It's in Orange County. Look up a location and go get it. It's really yummy, huh, guys?
Mm-hmm. It is.
You can speak now.
Now I'm scared to speak. It is yummy. Hit me last time I did.
It's very yummy. And also, obviously, what everyone's waiting for, JC did have her baby, so you guys can go to her Instagram or her TikTok, see her videos for the name reveal, all that fun stuff. They're both doing well. So I'm excited to have her back and she can tell us all about it. But till then, you just got me with some special guests while she has her maternity leave of well-deserved break. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce our guest. This is my mom. Stephanie, you want to introduce yourself?
Yes. I'm your mom, Stephanie.
Yeah. And this is my sister, if you guys didn't know that by now. This is who I refer to whenever I say my sister, okay? And we need to clear this up. Are you mad when I call you my sister, Abby?
No, because I am her sister. She's the only sister, so
Yeah.
maybe it'd be different if there was two sisters.
Yeah, she's my only blood sister. And the reason I say that is because, you know, if it's someone's first time listening, I get annoyed when I listen to other podcasts for the first time or other YouTube channels for the first time and they say someone's name who's not there. They're like, oh, this person, they keep referring to someone. I'm like, who is that? I don't know. I'm new, you know?
Yeah, when they act like you should know.
Yeah.
TV shows do that sometimes too.
Yeah. It's,
but,
yeah. Anyways, so I brought them on today to, you guys thought I was going to ask about you. I'm really just here for you guys to talk about me.
Oh, shocker.
All the questions you sent were, what's your favorite thing about me? What's the prettiest part of me?
What's your favorite physical feature of mine?
What's the funniest thing I said growing up?
What's your favorite thing about me as a sister? No, I sent them some questions. We don't need to go through like an interview, but I do want to, you know, get some background on you guys. You guys have both been on the podcast before. Abby's been on a couple times. You were on like years ago.
Like one of the OG little podcast episodes.
Yeah.
You guys
Mother's
probably
Day.
don't even, you probably took them all off.
No.
All the first ones. No.
Never. We have our first episodes up, Nature versus Nurture. That's still
boy.
live.
That's your first episode?
No, it's our second one.
What was your
But we
first one?
recorded them.
Wow.
Best friends for life. We just talked about our friendship and then we started going sci-fi with Nature versus Nurture. Don't get me started, okay, on our beginning. We were lost, but now we're found. Okay, let's talk about me. No, I wanted to talk about a couple things with each of you because you both have, as we've been talking about on the podcast, interesting lore.
Interesting lore.
And where that meets is you guys have both dated a lot of guys.
Oh my gosh, this is what it was. Wow. I mean, we've just been outed.
No, you guys are both beautiful women. You know,
We're
if
gonna
you can
talk
see
about
the
dating?
resemblance.
Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, didn't you get the questions?
I got one question.
What did you ask her how many guys she's been with? Or
I asked her
something
how
in
many guys
Been with?
proposed to her.
I don't know your
Ask me
past.
that. Okay, sorry. Go ahead. We interrupted your original.
What was I saying?
I was shocked that it was about dating.
No, I just wanted to talk about that at the beginning before we get
Okay.
you know, into anything else.
Let's get into it.
Just because you guys do have an interesting.
Mom's excited to talk about this.
I
is
don't
all
feel
she
like
ever
really
wants to
on
talk
this
about
on
is
this
tell us.
schedule or on this. Okay, wait. What I was saying is we all have resemblance. If you're watching YouTube, you can see we all do look similar. Me and Abby look similar, but not like twins. We just look like sisters, I think.
When you guys laugh, you look so much alike. And when your hair is both pulled back, you literally look
Yeah, when Abby's hair is
almost
straight.
indistinguishable.
Yeah.
Case will say, which one is my mom?
Yeah.
Just kidding.
No, he doesn't say that.
He doesn't say
He
that.
knows my
when you're
smell.
inside.
He knows my pheromones.
It's true, probably. He knows his mama.
But you guys, I feel like look similar. You guys have like, you're both taller. I look more like dad, right? That's what everyone told me growing up. So
I don't know that. I think you look more like. I think you're a mix of dad and the Nicholas side of my family. But yeah,
okay. And what is Abby?
Yeah, what am I?
Because where did
I'm
Abby
your
get her
daughter.
curly hair from? Genetics
Abby's
really.
a little
your
more
daughter.
decory, and yeah, she does have a little bit of the Italian from dad's side of the family with the curly hair. And
I'm probably like 25% Italian.
Why don't you do 23andMe and come talk to me?
Yeah, true.
I'm 13%.
Are you 13%?
I'm probably
That's my lucky
14.
number.
That's pretty good. That's a pretty high number.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tony Baroni.
Tony Baroni.
That's part of my lore, Tony Baroni. What I was saying though is you guys both have the effect on men where they come flocking to you, right?
Wow.
Oh,
Thank
don't you guys
you.
don't act humble now. You're like, what?
What?
Don't act humble now.
I will give it. I do like to tease about it, but it
Yeah.
I do like to pretend like it was like I'm a legend.
We've seen the high school yearbooks.
That's
Yeah.
but my high
Actually-
school is like 80 people graduated with me.
Mom
so.
you had like 30 pictures in your high school yearbook. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
You were in so many pictures with
Like I
different
said.
guy in each picture, I swear.
Oh, that's not even true. But
I'm pretty sure it is true.
okay, it's true. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this is the question
Yeah,
I
let's
wanted to
move on.
ask. That I wanted to ask you. Oh no, we're not moving
Okay.
on. That I wanted to ask you. How many guys have proposed to you in your life? Because, well, I'll have to answer.
How many guys proposed to me? Like actually proposed? There's only one.
Well,
How many different types of proposals are there?
Well, I mean, because okay, so there's only really one dad, but there was like the boy that I dated in high school, and then he went on a mission for our church. The church. My roommates were like, one day my roommates were like, hey, let's all measure our fingers, our ring fingers, and see who would have the biggest wedding ring. And I was like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard of in my life. Why would we do that? And they were like, let's do it. And so we all I was like, all right, whatever. And we all put a string around it. And then later I found out that he had text. He can't even text back
Texted.
then.
Whoa.
He had emailed her and
they had email.
asked-
I'm surprised about that.
Maybe he just wrote her a letter. Did he write her a letter back then?
Email
He
back
Probably
then.
just
wrote her a
called your home
letter.
phone, your landline.
No, he was on a mission.
He was
probably
on a
wrote her a
mission.
letter
Okay.
and then asked her what my ring size was because he was getting a ring and he was going to propose when he got back.
On his mission?
And that's when I
Wow.
had to tell him that I was dating your dad very seriously. So don't just come home because it
yikes.
might not be
Did
what
you not
think it is.
Did you not tell him before that you were dating
No, because
someone
dad and I weren't like super serious. I dated a lot of people I was on his mission. So, I mean, he
See?
knew that.
You just outed yourself. I told you.
And then I had a
Precisely
weird.
how many?
No.
Abby,
Yeah, Abby,
we're
don't
not
talk.
going to avoid the question here. Abby might.
Ew, what? That makes me feel gross.
Abby, how many guys proposed to you?
Okay.
Yeah, that might never.
Oh, I forgot about that.
One?
Actually. Oh, well, that will lead us into our next
we were talking about
segment.
that again.
It's getting real serious
I came on
already.
here for something
That
else.
will lead us into our next segment.
One.
No, what I'm just teasing you guys, but you guys both have there are certain girls that just have this allure about them that guys just flock to them and they don't even try, but they just go on so many dates.
But here's the thing. I went on a lot of first dates and then like second dates, but like other than that, no one really wanted to. I've been told they like the idea of me more than me.
What?
That's me.
Yes.
Someone
That's a mean
told you
thing to
that?
say.
Yes.
Who? Just kidding. You know what to say.
I don't
I do
remember his
remember you
name.
tell me that.
But that's kind of how that
They
like
straight up
when
said, I like
remember-
the idea of you better than you.
Well, just this one guy, but his behavior was very similar to a lot of other guys that I dated that didn't want to actually date me. And so I would like someone and then it just never went any further because they would. I didn't feel like they just.
Oh
liked
gosh,
the
this
idea
got
of
dark
me.
quick.
Well, no, but that is kind of the reality of most of the situationships that I was in.
Dang. Ooh, same you?
No, they wanted to marry me immediately.
I have a bad personality, I guess.
I'm teasing.
I think I was maybe
I don't even
just-
remember.
I probably appear more normal and like I'm cool. But then once you actually start to get to know me, I'm a little bit more
Nerdy.
nerdy, probably not like the dream boat type girl.
I don't think
you
that's
know?
true. But
That's not true, Abby.
Well,
but I get
for
what
the
you're
guys that
saying.
do you get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
you just take, I think, a while to warm up, like to actually show your true personality. So I think they probably
Yeah,
just
that's
never
probably
got to that
true.
point with you. And then they're like, oh,
Yeah.
why aren't you talking?
Or they
That's true.
said,
They probably just didn't think I didn't like them because
yeah, I was gonna say, or they
I
said,
probably was pretty
when
stoned.
are you going to start talking to us?
Yeah,
Probably what they said.
Yeah.
it's true.
This podcast is sponsored by Squarespace. We absolutely love Squarespace here at the What We Said podcast. JC and I have both used Squarespace for so many different reasons, side hustles, businesses. I have personally used it to sell my time. I've had, appointments that you can make through Squarespace. I've had blogs on Squarespace, different websites through Squarespace. We used it for our Balanced Boss courses, to sell our merch. It is the best, you guys. I'm sure you've heard of it before, and there's a reason, because it truly is just like top of line. Squarespace is the all-in-one website platform for entrepreneurs to stand out and succeed online. Whether you're just starting out or managing a growing brand, Squarespace makes it easy to create a beautiful website, engage with your audience, and sell anything from products to content to time, all in one place, all on your terms. They have so many amazing product features that can help you grow your brand, make a beautiful website, and just help your business overall. So first of all, you can have an online store on there. Like I said, we've used Squarespace to sell our Balanced Boss merch and had our own little online store there. You can sell your products, whether it's physical, digital, or service products. Squarespace has the tools that you need to start selling more. And they also have an asset library, which helps you upload, organize, and access all of your content from one place, which is so nice. I don't know if you guys have ever tried to upload things to a website or something you're creating, and you want to use the same picture from a while ago, but then you have to go all the way back in your photo album, find the same picture. This is really nice because it keeps all of your content just in that one place. So with the new asset library, you're able to manage all of your files from one central hub and use them across the Squarespace platform. If you've been thinking about starting a blog, they have amazing blogging tools. So they have tools to share stories, photos, videos, and updates. You can categorize, share, and schedule your posts to make your content work for you. So if you are interested, go to squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, go to www.squarespace.com/whatwesaid to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Again, that is www.squarespace.com/whatwesaid to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. Go check it out.
Okay, well, that kind of leads me into what I wanted to catch up with Abby about, because Abby hasn't been on in a while. Last time you were on, it was a little more depressing than it is now.
That's very true.
So give us a little update. You haven't been on since everyone figured out that you were dating Keaton. You're the one bringing all of the fam together.
That's true. But even I think last time I was on, I don't think I was even, were me and Keaton dating? Or were
Maybe
we
you
like kind of
just-
getting to know each other?
Yeah, I think you were in the beginning stages. I don't think you were dating yet.
I don't even think I talked about it on the podcast.
I don't
No,
think you
definitely
did.
not. I think
Oh, well,
we had other stuff to talk about.
yeah, we're dating. We're still dating.
How's it
Going
going?
good. When we first started dating, I was very hesitant, obviously, to start dating right after my divorce. And so, because I really wasn't planning on dating, I didn't want to date. I wanted to stay single because it was kind of nice. And then, obviously, we started dating, and I had told him we had a very mutual understanding that I hadn't like gone through a lot of healing at this point yet because it just had happened, And so I told him, I was like, I'm actually so scared to get in a relationship because I don't know what the future holds for us pretty much. And I'm scared that I'm all messed up, and you think I'm cool now, but you're going to learn that it's like I have some baggage now. And so we wanted to take it nice and slow. And so I feel like we've been, on the same page.
Yeah.
And we're going strong.
Yeah, he was a respectful king.
He was a respectful king. Mm-hmm. Still
Very
is.
patient.
He is very patient. You saying
Mom's like-
I'm patient or he?
No,
is?
I think he's been patient because
Wait a second.
I think that's hard when you're trying to deal with all the things that happen in a divorce, and then someone comes along and you're in a relationship. They have to be a little bit patient.
Yeah, they have to be a
It's
lot
just
patient.
The facts.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fun.
Nice.
It is nice that we have our little squad here.
I know, it's fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
You guys really connected the pieces.
Yeah, we really did.
Thanks for
huh?
that.
You're
Yeah.
welcome. Love heals,
Yeah.
you know?
Love
Does
kills
it?
all.
Love brings us together.
Yeah.
Can I
And
sing right now? No.
what?
Love
can I sing right
brings
now?
us
Sure, you can sing whenever you want on this podcast.
Don't tell mom that.
Love,
I was like, this
The
is my
funniest thing-
time.
love will put us together.
Can I see how funny it was when Cole got married, my little brother, mom's favorite child, and when
Not true. That's not true. All my
We all
I
children.
don't
know
think
it.
you believe
I love
that. when
all
you
my
just said it.
children the same.
Anyways, when you didn't sing at mine or Abby's wedding, mom goes to give her toast, and she brings out like a speaker, a microphone.
she bought a new
karaoke.
speaker.
Starts singing karaoke.
Did not. You guys are totally exaggerating that.
You were going
did
to,
not
though.
start
You didn't have
singing.
time
You didn't
to
have
sing.
time. We were on a time crunch, and you were like, "Dang it, I have to cut this
That's
song."
true. That was like a 15 to 20 minute toast, and it had to be like 2 minutes, so it was cut
It's
way
probably
down.
for the
that's
best. You were,
by
mom.
the
You were
end-
bordering teetering on like one of the stories that we read about. Like he said he was going to marry me, but he lied. He
He's a
lied.
liar.
That's becoming one of those stories. That's true.
No, it was very sweet. It was just funny
Yeah.
that you were singing.
It was so much longer, though. I'm not kidding. It
Really?
was so much longer.
Yeah, well, imagine she had multiple songs that she went through for Cole. Remember, she listed off, "This is
Yeah.
our song for this. This is our song." Imagine if she had
She's like,
time.
this would have been our wedding song.
She would have sang the songs while
so
crying.
awful.
I know.
Was
That
I crying?
funny.
Probably.
Yeah.
I cry all the time. I'm a crier.
Same.
You are a crier.
People know that. I cry all the time.
Yep.
not a
I
crier.
get sick of crying. I'm actually like,
come
I
by
get
it
very
honestly.
frustrated when I start crying about stuff.
Really?
I'm just like, can I just get through
Oh,
this?
I love crying. It's so cathartic for me.
Really?
Yeah.
I do by myself. I don't necessarily like to do it in front of other people.
Oh yeah, actually, I
like
hate
to
crying
sit
in
Because
front
then
of
I'm
other
just
people.
like,
You're right.
let me get through this.
Yeah, I agree. Actually,
I wish I could just be strong, but I'm not.
crying is strong.
I say crying doesn't mean you're not
No,
strong.
it's not. It's weak. It's for the weak. I wanted to ask, speaking of favorite children, a serious question, Mom, because you have 6 kids. Any
do.
more that we don't know about?
No, that's it.
6 kids, which is
I wanted 8.
so many kids. So
Wow.
many kids, by the way. Now that I have 2 kids, I'm like, wow, people really have 2, 3 kids. And like, I think I'll add 3 more of these to the mix.
True.
What's wrong with you? Just kidding.
What is your problem?
Why didn't you have 8? You just were like, I'm done.
Yeah, Dad and I literally wanted 8, but when we got to 6, I was already like what? I think I was 36 maybe, and just killed me. I was done. You can
Why?
just when you're done, you're just kind of like in I don't
You
know.
already had
I was
4
just
boys.
older, and I was like, was kind of like probably the hardest one to recover from, and then I was just kind of like, I think I'm done.
His birth, you mean, or
Like
him as a
physically?
Yeah,
newborn?
having him as a baby, like
Oh.
his birth and that pregnancy.
Yeah,
Jeez,
Good
I mean,
thing you
6
saw it.
Kind of
kids.
just told me, you're done.
yeah. Good thing.
Well, that would
I
have been
think
nice.
you should
to
have
have-
stopped after 3, but
You guys would have got a little sister, maybe.
I know.
Remember what
I think
happened
about
when we
that
had
often.
Jess? When we found out
I
Jess
know.
was a boy.
I was devastated.
Abby was crying. We found out Jess was a boy, so that means there was
It's
the
only
4th
one.
boy. No, no more girls. And Abby and my mom were sobbing, and I leaned over to Abby. I said, "Don't worry, little sisters aren't as great as you think they are." Just kidding. I didn't say that. I was like
sad.
literally 6 years old or something.
yeah.
But and why were you sad?
Because I had a little brother already,
Yeah, you wanted a
and
little
I wanted
sister.
a little sister.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. That's why I was neutral. I was like,
you had both.
I got it all.
Wow, I got the best of both worlds.
yeah,
Chelsea
you
was
don't
like,
have an older
I got
sister.
it all.
yeah. I don't have an older sister. I missed out. What am I missing out by not having an older sister? And then I'll tell you
much.
what you're missing out by not having a little sister.
I'm bowing out of this conversation.
Not having, what do I,
Well, you're a little sister too. You don't have a little sister, Mom.
That's true.
I think as a younger, I think every sibling observes either their older siblings or their younger siblings or any of their siblings, I guess. As a younger sibling looking up to older siblings and especially an older sister, you do, well, for me personally, I was very shy, obviously, quiet. I kind of kept to, I didn't really speak up for myself type of a thing, but you would do that. Like, and I would see you at school or wherever. Even if you didn't feel like you did, I would observe that you would, at least more than me. And so you have like a role model, someone that's like, oh, like you are so cool and you're strong and you're all of these things. And so you get to look up to someone versus, I don't know what it's like to have a younger sibling.
Wow. I see.
You know
I
what I
don't
mean?
want to cry during this, especially in front of my family. I don't like to be vulnerable.
Never seen you cry before?
I was crying this morning. No, I'm kidding.
I would say because not having a little sister, even though I was just joking, like it's not that great, it is great because you don't have, I don't know if I could handle someone being bossy to me all the time, but maybe I would have like become more accustomed to it.
When you look up to them, it's not that hard
It's
to
not
have
as
them be
bossy.
bossy to you because you're like, I'll do what you want me to do because I trust you.
Yeah. Wow. I manipulated you. I gaslighted you.
Pretty much.
Wow.
You need my advice. But if you don't have a little sister, I think I'm like half sad for you now. I'm talking about this and half like complimenting you that you don't have like a blind cheerleader that's just like blindly loyal to you. Blindly loyal to you.
That's sweet.
And just like literally thinks you're the coolest and you're like, really? Wow. Okay.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, you're just like a loyal cheerleader. Like no matter what, you are so there for me. Even if you don't, like even when I had Case and Elwood and like offering to help all the time, even though you don't necessarily like, you haven't gone through it. So it's not like an older sister or like a motherly thing. It's just like someone who's, I can't even look at it right now. Someone who's just there like supporting you will do whatever for me.
Yeah.
Which I will do for you too, but it's different. I feel like from an older sister, I feel like when I do stuff for you, I'm more like bossing you around to do it. And you just like, will be like, I'll do whatever you want me to do.
It's true. Well, I think it's not just blind because like I said, I feel like you observe a lot as a sibling and so you see both qualities.
It's not okay. Do we need to get you a tissue?
All right.
You see both like the good qualities of your siblings and the bad qualities. And so it's not like, I mean, I don't think you're perfect, but I think like
Whoa.
Where we're going now.
But that makes me love you more though, I think, as a sibling, because it's like you grow up, you spend so much time with each other.
Yeah.
And it's just you two, you know, like we're in the same room and stuff. And so you just, it like doesn't matter what you do. It's like, I'm always there for you. And it's like, that won't ever change.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I want to ask
Half
Mom
blind, half
about this because now that I have two boys, very close in age, I heard about this book. It's called like Siblings Without Rivalry or something like that. My midwife told me about it. I've heard it a couple times about how to like have siblings be friends and not like competition. But you obviously didn't have that book. I don't think it's been around that long.
Right, because we're all
Because
rivals.
you're all rivals.
No, I'm saying I think
She's
it's
like,
new.
you obviously didn't do a good job. So,
Like, so
we
what
need to
did you
move
do
on.
wrong? No, I was going to ask you what your like best parenting tip is for, you know, creating an environment for your friends, for your kids to be friends and not just like, because I feel like me and Abby fought a lot when we were younger, but we also were friends. So how do you like parent, you know, do you know what I'm trying to say? Like
Yeah,
kids
I
who
do.
are the same,
Close in age.
yeah,
but
close in age,
Same
doing the
gender,
same thing.
especially.
Yeah, like sisters or brothers, where it's like, okay, there could be competition, you know,
Yeah.
or rivalry.
Yeah, no. That's a good question. No, I think like honestly making maybe.
Forcing.
But having lots of family time, honestly, like where you are just all together. Because I don't know if you guys remember, we used to have like Friday night sleeping and we all pull the mattresses into the family room. Everyone's together. Like we're all watching a movie, you know, even like if you're like the older boys might be like, I don't want to watch, you know, Little Mermaid or whatever, but we're all watching. So we're all in there, like, you know, just making sure that I think we did a lot of stuff where we're just all together, where you guys had to like play together. Like
Like work it out, kind of.
yeah. Yeah, you had to like, we would all play together, like
getting
dance
sad.
parties.
We'll never all live together ever again.
I think about that so often.
But I don't think that kids won't be rivals when they're little, because like that's just kind of like, oh, I don't, like
Maybe it's
like
healthy
if
a
you
little.
went to Gilbert High School, like I've heard some of you guys say this, like, and then everyone's like, oh, you're Lad's little sister. And
Oh,
they
I was
expect
always
you
Chelsea's
to be,
little sister.
Yeah, like that kind of stuff is always going to happen. So you just kind of, but I mean, like, I don't even know, honestly, how you guys are such good friends, all of you. I don't know, like, I was trying to think about this because that was one of the questions. I was like, I don't really know that I did anything really, except for just making sure we were like families and making sure that you guys, like, now that you're older, sometimes I'll say to you guys, like, you need to call, like,
the
you need
guilt
to
trip.
be, a guilt trip.
Like
because-
mom said, Cole, mom said that you really wanted me to call you. Cole's like, I never told mom that.
Don't say that.
And mom will be like,
Just a
Cole,
puppet
really
master.
sad that you haven't reached out or something like. I don't.
Well, I do
that's
think
not real,
that's
but-
important as you get older, because the relationship between siblings lasts much longer than our relationship is going to last, because I probably.
Oh my gosh, mom.
Jeez.
Well, I mean, the reality is I'm a lot older than all
Yeah.
of you.
Well,
so.
I feel like because I never felt super competitive, even with Chelsea, even though it's like we're sisters or whatever.
Yeah.
But
Or whatever.
I feel like it does probably have something to do with how you parent, because you're probably giving the same amount of love to each of your children and them in their own specific ways. But I feel like if you were complimenting, or do you know what I mean? If you said,
Yeah.
you didn't pit us against each other. And I feel like that type of environment kind of just makes it easier for us to be friends, because we feel like individuals, but also as a family.
Yeah, that
makes
is
sense.
one thing. Is like, I didn't like being compared to my older sister.
Yeah.
So I tried. I'm sure I did. Everyone's like, why couldn't you do that? Like, or Lad did that or something, or Chelsea did. I'm sure I did that once or twice.
But it
I
wasn't
did
common.
try not to like compare, like say like, why can't you do this? Because
Why aren't you like
so-and-so-
your sister?
Yeah.
Yeah, or something like that, because that is like, that's not a good thing.
Doesn't
It
feel
doesn't
good.
feel good.
Yeah, that doesn't feel good. But I think honestly, just being together as a family, because here's what, like, this is going into more of a school teacher view of it than a parent. But like, I noticed that so many people today have like so many things planned for their kids all the time, like after school. And like you'll ask a kid like, well, what'd you do this weekend? Well, my dad and my sister had to go to do this, and my brother and we went and we had to do this. And I'm like, well, what'd you guys do as a family? And it's like, well, we didn't even see each other the whole weekend. Do you know what I mean? Like that's like a big thing, because if your kids don't build a relationship, they're not gonna be friends. Like, you have to build the relationship. It has to be built.
That's
You have to
true.
be together. You have to realize you have fun. You have to realize that they have these kind of different personalities. And so, all that stuff has to be done when you're together.
Yeah. And they have time to be bored. I think we were bored a lot together too.
Yeah.
Like we would just come home, and especially me and Abby, especially if we got grounded, we'd be in our room like, I guess we have to play together.
Yeah.
This sucks.
I guess.
So I did a lot of
Guys, get the
grounding.
Polly Pockets out
yeah.
Yeah.
with 2 changes of clothing only. The same shoes.
We were poor. They had nothing to do.
I think our neighbors gave it to us too.
No. Okay. You're just
We're going crazy.
right.
We had nothing. Yeah, because that's something that I didn't really think about. Like when I had Elwood, I was like, okay, so, I see a million different parenting TikToks, and I'm like,
I know,
well,
that
which
must be
ones do I have to
exhausting.
like, don't say this to your kids, don't do this. Like,
The 10 things to make your child a more independent person. And they're like different than the other 10 things to make them this kind of person.
Yeah, and it'll say, these are things you're unknowingly doing to make your child entitled or something. And I'm like, oh my gosh, wait, I do those. Because I was also going to ask you how to make each kid feel special, especially if there's so many of them. I mean, I only have 2, so it's a little easier right now. But how do you make each kid feel special and like give them attention and not make them feel? Because I feel like you did a very good job of that. I never felt like, even though there were so many of us, and maybe because we did have like a little spread out, but I always felt very special, like
Yeah.
that my parents knew me,
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. I don't know about you, but I've been sucked into the social media black hole of comparison or feeling jealous about what other people have, especially, it comes especially when I'm already feeling insecure about myself or I'm going through something and I'm just not in the best, I guess you could say, mental state Comparison is truly the thief of joy, and it's easy to envy other people's lives. It might look like they have it all together on Instagram, but in reality, they probably don't. And therapy can help you focus on what you actually want instead of what others have that maybe you feel like you don't have. So you can start living your best life and focus on your goals. Because sometimes you can even look at somebody else and be like, oh my gosh, their life is so great. And then you realize, wait, I'm just not happy with what I'm doing right now, or maybe how I'm treating myself or anything like that. And I'm just focusing on, you know, them. And that's not even really what I want. And therapy is great. I have loved therapy for different times in my life when I'm going through something, especially big changes and like big life changes that kind of help me transition and cope with different things. Therapy is great for helping you learn positive coping skills, how to set boundaries, and just empowers you to be the best version of yourself. It isn't just for those who have experienced major trauma. So if you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Stop comparing and start focusing with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/whatwesaid today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/whatwesaid. Go check it out.
Yeah, I think that you did that the other day. Like when you remember I said like, that's really cool that you took him on a date. Like we used to do date nights.
Yeah,
like,
I do remember
where
that.
we used to do like dad would take you on a date or I would take you on a date. It's honestly, it just is about like the fact that like I may be over obsessed with my kids, so I might not be that, but like it's constant. It's a constant thinking about what does that child need right now, and listening to them, and not like solving their problems, but just always kind of like, what does that child need right now? Then sometimes it'd be like, well, Jess just needs me to come and cuddle with him, like like when he was younger. Not when everyone's like, oh, you are one of those moms.
are one of those moms.
You are one of those boy moms. But
he just needs his mama.
he just needs his mama. Or, Chelsea doesn't like to cuddle a lot. So maybe Chelsea. Or just kind of like knowing them really well. I'm always thinking about, Dad says I'm a little obsessed, but I'm always thinking about my kids. Even now today, it's like constantly going through each one of them. I'm not going to get emotional. What do I think Glad and Hannah and them need? What do I think, what can I do?
Oh my gosh, it's exhausting.
It is exhausting.
It's exhausting, but it brings me a lot of joy. So.
Yeah, it's worth it, huh?
Rewarding.
Yeah, it's very, it's the one thing I want to think about.
Yeah.
Everything else doesn't seem important.
That's nice. Sweet. What do you think? Who do you think about the most?
Who do you think?
All those thoughts.
Who
What
worries you the
percentage
most?
is each?
Let's just solve it right now. Who's the favorite?
Okay, when we were all little, what did you think like Abby was going to do for a job? What did you think I was going to do for a job? And who did you think of all your kids was going to get like married the fastest?
And make the most money.
Yeah, and
make the most money.
No, I really want to know like what you thought our jobs would be.
I honestly thought that you were going to go into something medical or something entertainment because
medical.
Yeah, well,
She
more
passed out
like
when
with
she watched
dogs,
birth.
more like with dogs and stuff.
Oh, like
or
a
with
vet.
animals when you were little. Like
Classic.
not when you're older, I don't really think I think of anything. But when you're little, you go, oh, like
Yeah, they
she's
love
gonna
this.
grow up to be a veterinarian, or she's gonna grow up to be like, because you're really smart. So I thought, maybe something medical.
Thank you, Mom.
Oh,
Why
I
don't
did
you tell
honors.
them what grade I went
Honors
into
is
honors?
more homework. It's not harder work.
She was in the gifted class.
That's not a lie, everybody.
So was I.
It's not
Yeah,
a
Abby was in the
lie.
special class.
Abby was in the gifted class too.
I was in a
Abby
special
actually
class
is
too.
super smart too.
You don't have to say that, Mom.
No, you are. Like you are, but you're
Don't
not
pity
in
me.
the gifted class just means like that you learn a different way and you learn things a little bit faster. It doesn't mean
A little better, a little faster.
so that's what I thought for you. But I also entertainment because let's just all admit at
Yeah.
the table here that we who is the person who always wanted to be pushes everyone outside the camera when they were
I got
little?
no camera time as a child.
And then Abby, honestly, I thought Abby would probably be something like honestly, I thought Abby would be a teacher. She really liked to play teacher. She had the boys.
I would like that because I could be bossy.
She's
to
very,
someone.
yeah, you can be bossy. And she's very she really likes to make sure people are she's very caring as far as like little kids and people are like how, take care of them or, so I thought she might be a teacher or something like that.
Yeah, I was.
Don't be a
disappointed you?
teacher though.
Oh.
You don't make any money.
Yeah, we're calling out the educational system.
No, but yeah, we're calling out the education. Just
what are
because
the-
they don't pay you anything.
Yeah, they should pay teachers more.
Yeah. That's what this podcast
Red for Ed.
Red for is that really what it is?
Wasn't that like
red
a-
for
It's like a
education?
thing in Arizona once.
Yeah,
Pay us
pay
more.
teachers more. They should pay teachers more, but anyways, I don't know anything
We
about
can't
that.
solve that problem today.
I just learned about the national debt, so I can't.
We can't go
wrap
there
my
thing at a
brain
time.
around that.
yeah.
I have a question for Abby that I've been meaning to ask.
Oh.
It's on my list.
Let me watch.
Why? What made you steal all of my clothes
Oh,
and never? I really want to know why you never asked. Why you never learned to just ask me? Like what? That is a universal experience of all older sisters, and I'm so happy for TikTok for this reason because I'd be like, do I have serious like rage issues? Because when Abby would steal my clothes and not tell me, and I would find them in her closet crumpled up on the ground or hanging up,
Hey.
even worse, hanging up in her closet as if it's her own. I would literally, like, I've never experienced rage like that before. Something in me just would be like,
You
Just-
would be mad.
me and Abby never fought, like in
So
high school
weird.
or anything. We never fought about boys. We never fought about anything.
no.
Just close.
Just clothes. So why didn't you ever learn to just ask
big
me?
why.
I would, if you asked me, I would always give you something.
That's
You know-
true, though, that you would. You were always pretty good about saying yes.
Yeah. I actually don't. I was thinking about this, and I don't actually know why I didn't ever ask. There's not really an answer to it. I think
I
it
think
was
you got
just
a thrill.
Were you scared
no,
of her?
I think I was just a little bit scared. Like
Oh.
even though you would be, because there's a respect thing, but there's also like a little bit of fear with
That's
that.
good.
And so I would be scared. I would just be scared. I don't know. Even though I think most of the, you did say yes pretty much every time I'd ask. You just say as long as it's not new. If I just bought it and there's a tag on it, then you can't use
That's
it.
probably why you didn't ask, because you wanted to get the new stuff.
I would rarely get the new stuff. But also, I do want to say sometimes
look
it wouldn't
at
be
you
crumpled
like
up in my room. It would be hung up exactly how I found it in your room. So
Wow, so I don't even know.
and wear it, and then I'd put it back just as I found it.
When you got to high school, and then we were both going to high school at the same time, and we would show up to the same like football game or show up to the same basketball game, and
Oh, my
Abby
heart
would be
racing
wearing my
that you were there.
shirt in public. I would literally like walk over to her. I didn't want to come across like a B word in front of all my friends. But I would literally be like, oh my gosh, I'm going to kill you when we get home. And I'd walk over and be like, nice shirt.
Yeah, it's scary.
And Abby would be like,
That would be
"Eh."
scary.
Yeah.
I really don't know why I didn't ask.
Question: did you wear stuff to places you knew she would be?
I would wear and hope that she wouldn't be to the places I was going.
That seems crazy.
It was a thrill. I said, is Chelsea going to be there or not?
That's what I think it was. I think you're addicted to the adrenaline rush of it. Can I get away with this?
It was scary though, because I actually have one memory specifically of wearing something, not asking you, and then you were coming home and I saw your car and I still had it on and I panicked. And so I took it off and hung it up. And I remember I was like, oh my gosh, how many hangers in from the closet was it?
That seems terrifying.
I know, it is terrifying. Because I know Chelsea didn't really yell at me except for when I would steal her clothes.
I would
and she
scream at you.
I can recall getting screamed out or like, Mom,
Oh, it would always be.
clothes again.
I would always hear this, Mom, and then I'd be like, oh gosh, Abby took her clothes again.
Oh, I want to experience that again.
I
What
know,
a
I
rush.
kind of do too. I want the rush of stealing your clothes.
Because it would drive me insane. I would literally be like, why don't you just ask me?
It's so weird. I don't know.
A weird cat and mouse thing.
I know.
Yeah.
Mom, I wanted to ask you about your favorite. Well, actually, let me ask Abby this because I have some too. Your favorite memories, Abby, of mom growing up, of like mom lore. Let's talk about mom's lore as a mom. I'll start with one of my memories while you think of some. But one of my favorite things is I have a lot. We were talking about this the other day. I have a lot of childhood memories.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, you remember
It's
a lot.
amazing.
I have a lot of memories. I have so many memories of JC2 from high school that we always talk about on the podcast. I will tell her a memory of hers.
I
I'll be
know.
like, yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Jason's
remember
always
this?
like, I
Don't remember.
I don't remember yesterday.
Yeah, I know. I remember in elementary school, my mom always went full out for Halloween. You still do.
Oh,
like spirit days at your school. I see your
I
pictures.
like my spirit days.
Mom loves to dress up. She loves like, you're very Trisha Paytas
Very
coded.
theatrical.
Yeah. You don't know who that is, huh? Mom.
I don't.
She loves to dress up.
love
You'd be a
her.
good
Whoever that
cosplayer, you know?
Cosplay.
We should get into cosplay, Mom. I'm serious.
I do get I go a little above and beyond it on my spirit days. I can't think of a word, but.
I remember you being like a farmer
a clown.
1 year. A clown. I remember you being Zorro.
That was iconic.
love being Zorro.
I remember
But
that.
I remember, I think I was I remember very clearly. I was in second grade and I was Tinkerbell.
Aw,
And I was sitting in Miss Johnson's class.
Too.
And it was the most immodest I could dress, and I was having the best day in my Tinkerbell outfit
Unbelievable.
with my little short
Chelsea
skirt.
would
Like,
push it. I do remember that.
she was like,
Chelsea's always trying to get away with the tank tops, the short shorts.
I know, short shorts. And you know what? I paved the way for you, Abby, because you would walk out to go to
True.
high school, and I'd be like, Mom, what the freak are you letting her wear?
You'd yell at me.
And you'd yell at me if I wore that. And Mom's like, I gave up. It's fine.
Yeah. I gave up.
Yeah, you were like so sad when I bought my first bikini.
I don't think I was so
And then
sad.
I see Abby posting on Instagram in bikini literally a year later. I'm like,
freedom.
Mom really gave up on me.
That
huh?
gave a lot of trauma. I'm sorry.
Gave a lot of trauma. It's okay, Mom.
It's fine.
None of
That's
us
all you
are
knew.
perfect.
You grew up
Chelsea's
in
like,
Snowflake. I get it.
They always blame it on Snowflake. You grew up in Snowflake. That's why.
What was I just saying? Oh, I remember when I was Tinkerbell in Miss Johnson's class, and you were coming to like chaperone for the day, like on
I did
holidays.
the parade.
Yeah.
Because you guys had a cool parade.
And at first, I was like really embarrassed because you had this big farmer's hat on, and you had blacked out one of your teeth with like a crayon or something, or I don't know how you did it. And at first, I was like, "Oh my gosh, my mom is like literally looks like this." Like I'm Tinkerbell.
sorry.
I'm like a cutesy little Tinkerbell. My mom comes in.
Chelsea, this is
I
Chelsea's
was probably
mom.
talking with an accent.
Yes, probably. But then later on, I was like, how iconic that she was like that. Like in the moment, I remember being like, oh my gosh, my
so
mom is
embarrassed.
so dressed up. But now that I'm older, I'm like, that is,
Funny.
you're such a cool mom for doing that.
Yeah.
That's such like
Thanks.
a cool, confident energy. And I feel like growing up, one of the main things is I never saw you ever talk bad about yourself. The way you looked, the way you were, like you were always very confident in who you were. And that was very apparent
Oh,
to
thank
me.
you. That's nice.
Yeah.
You felt very grounded
Yeah.
in yourself, which definitely helps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which,
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
a
I think
compliment.
you're going to get media and stuff like that. That's going to also impact how you feel about
Yeah.
yourself. But I can't imagine if I had you and the media. I'd be, I don't know where I'd be.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's harder for kids, people, women nowadays, honestly.
Yeah. Because you see so
You
much.
see so
Yeah.
many people.
Yeah.
so many
You see So many
opinions.
people.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. And what's your best memory about me, Abby?
Yeah.
Are we talking good memories or?
Well, best usually implies a good memory. I'm sure you can come up with some.
I thought it was just the
worse
most
memories.
memorable memory.
Oh, okay. Whatever you want,
What do you
Abby.
talk about in therapy?
Yeah. What do you talk about
wanna
there?
talk
Yeah,
about
let's
this.
get that.
You don't want to know.
I know. It's always the mom. I blame my mom.
I think my favorite memory, I can't remember specific details, really. I feel like from,
Like Chelsea, where she's
Yeah,
like,
like
I remember it
Chelsea.
was 1975 and
Yeah.
I was.
and you were wearing
I
this
was
and I was wearing
not
this.
alive.
Of course, you weren't born in 1975.
I feel like just when we went on, we talked about this the other day, but the camping trip. I feel like that I remember I have memories of us on that camping trip, and it was just you and then all 6 of the kids. And I just thought it was so crazy, even being young, being like, this is kind of scary that we're all just here and our dad's not here. And I remember, I don't know if it was this trip, but they were talking about bears or something. Like there could be bears. I was like, our dad's not here. Why is it just our mom? But I also think that now looking back again, I think it's so cool because you liked camping and you want to take your kids camping. Dad doesn't like to get his
Dad does
hand
not
nails
like to
dirty.
get.
Yeah.
So you just took us all. I think that's scary, but I think it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Why?
And it was scary.
Why
I mean, it
did you
wasn't
just
like-
take us by yourself? Because Dad just didn't want to go.
Dad doesn't like camping, and I love camping. It's like one
Yeah.
of my favorite things to do. So we didn't do it very often, and just like this, I just was like, you know
You're
what?
fed up.
I want to go camp. And plus, I think that's another time like where camping is so important, like so cool for like building relationships because
Yeah,
you're
that's
like
true.
literally
Stuck.
Miserable
stuck
together.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember all of us being miserable there at the beginning because
Yeah.
Vlad and Clay were teenagers, I think.
Yeah,
We had to
they
build
were
the tent.
teenagers,
Because
and
I
that
was
was
probably
probably
in like
why.
seventh
Yeah,
grade.
that was another reason because they were older too.
I have a specific memory on that. I have so many memories from that camping trip of mom, and I've talked about it on the podcast before. Mom took all 6 of us on a camping trip by herself down this very scary road to this lake. We were all camping there. We set up everything, you know. And I also remember that being like spring break of my junior year, I think. Or no, I was in junior high.
Junior high, yeah, that sounds more right.
And I had started dating this guy. Dating.
Oh, you
like,
texted
dating
him,
in
never
junior
talked to him
high?
in person?
No, barely. I didn't even have a phone. I think I just like had
You talked to each other and
introduced
said we
myself.
like each other.
Yeah. And he asked me out and I was like, okay. And it was like the Friday before spring break. And while we were on that camping trip, I remember like having this moment in my head of like so dramatic. I'm like, I don't like him like that. Like, and then I went back to school the week after spring break and I broke up with him on the Monday.
So you were like dating for like one day before
we're
you
all
went on
laying-
spring break.
Yeah.
We're
And I
all
was
laying
like,
in the
you're not
tent
my
at night.
type. I'm so sorry. We gotta
Chelsea's
break
laying
up.
there, can't sleep at night, tossing
Looking
and
at the
turning,
stars.
looking at the stars. I don't think I like him like that.
He gave me the ick.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Yeah. Any other memories, Abby?
Unfortunately, the first memory that came to my head is when you kicked me out when you were teaching me piano.
Oh gosh, yeah.
And then I acted like I ran away and I went
That's the
under
other
the
thing
car.
That's
is-
not a good memory.
Is
No, it was not a good memory. For either of us, probably.
Neither of us were having a good day. No, because I tried to teach all my kids piano lessons
that's what I was gonna say.
because, and they all just let me say this: they all regret not keeping going piano lessons. Maybe I've never heard you say it
What?
that you wish that you were. Everyone else has always said like, I wish you just kept going and teaching me and
Because
forced
I
me.
don't.
Oh, okay.
I wish I stayed, but
You don't really?
No, I started. I got other things going for me.
I have nothing going for me. That's why.
Cole and Jess are probably the worst. That they really wish I had kept going. But like at some point, I made you take it to a certain point, and then
I
it
learned
was
my one
like your
song.
decision. And then like,
I
but
learned the
everybody,
entertainer.
it was so hard to do. I was not patient.
I learned for Elise, or what's it called? Yeah.
Oh no.
You
Yes.
didn't learn that one. That one's like
Yes, I did.
That one's like a
Can you
blue
stop?
I was
book.
gonna say I actually got pretty far, so I think
That's a blue book song. You only got to probably red or yellow.
I was in purple.
Oh.
I have a better
Were you
memory
reading
than
the
you.
purple dots in elementary school too?
No, I actually was really bad at AR.
Really?
Yeah, that's the one.
Me too.
That's the one.
We're on the same. We're on the same level
we're
now.
not. That was the one subject I didn't do well in, is AR.
Oh,
Couldn't bring myself
Didn't
to
like
read.
to read.
gonna read.
No, she didn't like to read.
Boring. I like TV.
I like
likes
reality
Love
TV.
I do love Love Island. And I want to do a recap, by the way, for everybody. When Tyson comes on, he's also been watching. We're going to do a Love Island USA recap.
That'll be entertaining.
Yeah, that should be.
Because it's been crazy, y'all.
It's
out
crazy.
here. I feel as though you guys might be the only, maybe my family, but specifically you two. I feel like you guys know me in a different way than like everyone else knows me. And I wonder if that's my issue or like, I feel like you guys think I'm more high strung than like everybody else. Is that true?
High strung?
Like you guys are always like thinking I'm high strung. I feel like
High
and
maintenance?
high maintenance and like by the book. Not by the book, but a little more like
I think you're
A-type
very
controlling.
type A?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would say not many people would say that about me that don't know me maybe on the level that you guys do.
Well, they don't know you on the level that we do.
True. Good job.
Yeah. I don't think that you're high strung. That's not the word I would
Yeah,
use.
it's not high strung.
But
Just
you are,
controlling.
you like things a certain way. You're very good at knowing what you want and how you want it to be.
Even
Yeah.
that, I feel like people might not.
Might not think that that's, yeah,
I
can
think
see
it's
that.
because you feel comfortable expressing your opinions to us because we won't take offense or judge you for it.
Yeah, it's
So
true.
you do express a lot of opinions. Like if we were to go shopping, it's like some people be like, "Oh yeah, that's cute. It looks cute," and you'd be like, "I don't like it. Like that looks bad.
Oh my
It
gosh,
makes
she
this look
says I don't
bad."
like it.
Yeah.
And so like if mom shows you something, it's like that's ugly. Like
Yeah.
you wouldn't say that to your friends.
Yeah,
as
it's
much.
true.
You know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
feel like that's why we form that opinion. But it's not like we think of it as a bad thing.
But it's not like, I don't think it was unkind. But yeah, you are very, like, you do know what you want.
Yeah.
And you do, like, and it's always been very, it's always very, like, aesthetic and whatever. You know what I mean?
You have
But you're not mean about it. I mean, you're not, like, nasty or
that's
anything.
good.
You're just like, this is
not
the way I
nasty.
want it to be. Like, this is how I envision it. And we're usually like, okay, that's probably right.
Also-
Let's just go.
Also, no one has experience when you come down. I would dress myself when I'd come downstairs. Chelsea would go, "Is that what you're going to wear?" I'm like, well, not anymore. So once you have that experience about 10 times, you're like, okay, well, maybe.
Yeah.
Which is helpful because then
That's
you
true.
give me a cuter outfit.
I do think I am more high strung with you guys, though, to be fair. I
Yeah.
feel like
Yeah.
I am more.
you have a designer's eye, and I feel like it's a good thing, honestly.
thanks.
But also, you're very caring. You care a lot about people. So I think that with us, you're very much like, you don't want something to happen. Like, you don't want Abby to be in an outfit where
Embarrassed.
everyone is
Right.
like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And
That's
you're
very true.
always, you're very kind. And so I think you're kind. So I think that it doesn't
Yeah, I
come
do it
across
for
as,
her, not for me.
For my embarrassment.
Yeah. But you can be a little bit bossy.
This podcast is sponsored by ByHeart. ByHeart is an infant nutrition company built from the ground up to deliver real innovation on behalf of babies and parents. Their mission is simple: make the best formula in the world. As a parent, it can be so stressful, all the little things you have to decide for your baby, especially when they're so little. They seem so fragile, and you just want to give them the best. And one of the things that can be kind of stressful is finding good formula. If you're wanting to supplement with formula, or if you are doing formula feeding from the start, whatever it is that is your situation, ByHeart is your answer. ByHeart is here, and they are to be trusted. So this year, our friends at ByHeart, the only American-made formula with globally sourced ingredients to use organic, grass-fed whole milk, never skim, are celebrating the ways in which they never skim on anything, especially your babies. Whole milk is full of healthy fats like naturally occurring MFGM, which play an important part in babies' brain development and growth. Also, ByHeart never skims on protein. Their patented protein blend gets closest to breast milk thanks to the two most abundant proteins found in breast milk, plus broken down proteins. And even better, ByHeart never skims on their standards. Their formula is made with certified clean ingredients, plus it has no soy, corn syrup, GMOs, or palm oil. A lot of formula companies do use skim milk, so again, they are the only American-made formula with globally sourced ingredients to use organic, grass-fed whole milk, which is awesome. So if you're curious about ByHeart, you can redeem your welcome offer at byheart.com/podcast with code WhatWeSaid20 for a limited time. Additional terms and conditions apply. Again, the code is WhatWeSaid20. Go check it out.
Yeah.
But-
That's what I was going to say. I don't think I'm bossy to many people besides you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Nick.
Yeah, and Nick. The people who know me the best.
Yeah.
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 It's true.
Yeah, who
But
know
it's not
me
a bad thing.
in the depths of my torment.
Yeah. You're not even as bossy to your brothers either. It's just mostly us and Nick.
Yeah, I would say I'm honestly though more, well, yeah, I'm pretty bossy to Nick, but I think I'm more bossy to you guys than I am to Nick.
That's probably true.
It's also because I respect your opinion.
You guys are the only ones
You're
who
the
do,
most
so then
bossy to Abby. I'm going to be honest
That's
with you.
You're not
That's
as
true.
bossy anymore.
Yeah, it's not the same.
You let me be myself. Just kidding. No, it was never like
myself.
it never actually like I don't ever think about that you're bossy. Like when I think of you, I don't think, oh, she's bossy.
Really? Oh, that's good.
No, I just think you're my sister.
we like to
it's
joke
not
around
like-
about it though.
Yeah, we do joke
Yeah.
around about it.
Like this
Yeah, so I
morning,
wonder why I think that you guys think that way about me.
well,
we like to say, oh, well, we'll have to check with Chelsea first.
Yeah. We'll have to make sure that's okay with the boss man.
Yeah. So, but I don't think it's bossy.
What's I asked Abby and you. Did I ask you to think of our favorite memories on the trip, family trip memories? We had a lot of crazy family trips.
We had some crazy family trips.
before
They're
I forget
awesome.
it, I'm gonna say mine because it'll
Okay.
leave my brain. I have two that I'll say really fast. One, when we went to California one time and we had to stay. There's 11 of us, I think, because Lad and you were both married at the time, and we had to stay in a 1-bedroom hotel room, and I had to sleep on an armchair like a dog, and it was because Dad was like didn't want to ask his brother to switch rooms because they had like a 2 or 3 bedroom. and they didn't ask, and everyone
was one,
was
but it
so
was bigger.
ticked at him because we're like, just freaking ask, like, just switch hotel rooms. I slept on an armchair. It's not comfortable.
And we had more people, didn't we?
Yes,
so
we had
were like,
Hannah,
should
we had
switch.
Nick. It was like, come
we
on.
had more people. Yeah, it was fun. That is funny.
Anyways, and then the
That
second
was a
one
fun
is,
trip though, because that was that cool beach that you just walked down to every day.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah, that was cool.
The second
Yeah.
one is when this isn't trip, it was just during Thanksgiving. Mom got mad at us all because none of us were helping, even though I probably offered to help. She just didn't take it. But she got mad at us, and then you made a vlog out of it, and we turned it into a mockumentary.
Oh,
we
that's right.
She interviewed all of us on camera. Like, what was your point of view on mom's
Freak out.
freak out?
And Clay probably said something.
He did.
So
I'm sure he did.
that put me over the top after that.
It's
Yeah,
my
those
first
are
vlog.
mine.
I think it's still on my channel if you guys want to go watch it.
Don't go watch.
hilarious.
Don't go watch it.
Anyways, those are mine.
Yeah, that was funny. I think moms, now that I am a mom and I understand how much goes into, like, this is a perfect example.
Going on a trip.
We had the 4th of July 2 days ago. Yesterday? 2 days ago. And we had just a tiny little barbecue at my house, just our family.
fun.
It was really fun. We had a fun day. We played like cornhole, we went and saw fireworks. And it was at Nick and my house, obviously. And Abby yesterday was like, oh, why am I so tired? We didn't do much yesterday. And I was like, because I was talking about how exhausted I was. And I was just thinking that's such a classic mom thing. Like you are
Yeah.
doing everything behind the scenes. You're running around all day. You're making sure you have the tablecloths, the napkins, the plates. You're
Yeah.
setting everything up. You're doing like,
The kids are safe.
you're prepping the condiments. Like you're doing everything. And you're changing the diapers. You're making sure everyone gets their naps. From my point of view, I'm looking out the window and everyone else is just like chilling
Playing
on a
cornhole.
blanket, sunbathing. And it's so fun. Like I will do that again and again. Like I love hosting. I love having everybody over because it's so fun. And that's, what is so rewarding about it. But then I do understand why moms on vacation, when they're doing like a big event, will be so stressed out. And everyone's
Yeah.
like, chill out, mom. Like, what are you so...
I know.
stressed?
Yeah, because you're doing a million things and
Yeah.
then people just aren't being,
Everyone's making fun of you. Everyone's
Yeah.
teasing.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, I did all of this for you guys.
Yeah,
When you guys are
exactly.
having fun, I'm the one that curated all of this.
yeah. I'm the one that's
Sorry,
been planning
Mom.
for months.
You're forgiven. I frankly forgive you.
This is our formal apology to all moms out there.
Or can I get an apology for something else then?
Oh,
you
okay,
ready?
wow.
Sheesh. From just Chelsea?
Like when Chelsea and Abby were
Oh.
teenagers,
This
I'm
is fair.
calling you guys out right now. When you were teenagers and we would go to like an activity or something where it's just the three of us, you guys would go ham on me. It would
So
just
sad,
be
honestly.
one
That is so
joke
sad.
after another, one joke after another. Like I remember this one thing, like this one time, I was like, and they're funny. Like these are
Were you, like, kinda
very
proud of
funny
us?
girls. Yeah. So
How
there's
funny we
part
were?
of me that's like, wow, they are so like witty. Like they're so like quick witted, and that's like something like I like think is really cool. And I'm like, they're so quick witted, but it's all about me. So I at the same time I'm proud, but I also want to cry because I've just been.
Oh,
like,
that's so sad.
No, I'm kidding. It wasn't that bad, but you guys would. You would just be
Are you
like,
kidding?
start feeding off each other.
Yeah.
and it would be like
That's true.
you
we
would be
would.
cracking.
It's
jokes
like
the
kids
whole
going
time.
against the lunch lady. What's that called? Like the way to bring the students together is to all go against the lunch lady.
Yeah.
Go against the lunch lady.
Common enemy. So you have to sacrifice yourself to have
That's
your
all right.
kids have a good
See that you're quick
relationship. No,
There you
I'm just
go.
kidding. No, that we could have done it without that. Abby,
Yeah.
we need
Do
to be
better.
better.
Should have done. Well, I feel like we're
We should've
definitely
done
better
better.
at this age.
No, you are.
I feel like one time.
Sometimes.
Well, we can. Okay, but when things are actually really funny, it's
Now
hard not
I think
to.
we have more
Yeah.
of
We like to laugh. It's fine.
at least from my point of view, when we're together now as a family, we used to all team up on one person. Or okay, when we were younger,
Yeah.
we would all team up on one person, and it would be like relentless.
Well, and
No one had any empathy. Like it would all be against Abby, or it would all be against mom, or it would all be against me, or it would all be against someone else.
Yeah.
And you two, I think, got it the most.
well,
I
we
was
probably have
sensitive
the
and I
most
cried a lot,
funny things to
probably.
do, and we do the funniest things. Like
I
I
just
mean-
cried.
Yeah.
things they can make fun of. But also, in your guys' defense, Dad and I aren't much better. We will be on the same team. Like
Yeah.
so, that's pretty bad. That's one of the things I think about. I'm like, man, I'm a teaser. I'm a teaser as a teacher too.
Yeah.
But I usually know who I can tease. That some kids it'll build a relationship with,
Yeah.
and some kids it will not. It's not good. So
Yeah.
I don't do it. But yeah, I mean, in your guys' defense, when you were little, we would be like, oh, that's funny. Like, let's,
That's true.
it made you tough.
Yeah.
No, it's probably not a good thing.
It kind of does.
Yeah, kind of. I have tried as I gotten older to not tease as much.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Like not tease. It's really hard though. Sometimes it's just the first thing my mind thinks of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's, sorry, that's probably.
No, no,
No, I think that's good. And that's one of the things that I really am proud of you about. Is that you because you should, as a parent, you shouldn't just I have really good parents and but at the same time you have to think of what could I do a little bit, because you should be getting as a little bit better as a parent every generation, not the other way around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so to stop and think that's because I'm not a perfect parent. I 100%
Mom.
know that. So it's I like that about you, because you think about that probably wasn't the best, because it wasn't the best thing to do, is to just it all made us pretty we all can joke around with each other, so that's a good thing, and not we know we're just joking and we all think it's we all can laugh, but at the same time as a little kid that probably doesn't feel good to be.
Honestly, mostly I don't want them to feel teased all the time, but also I don't want to be teased by them.
When
I don't
you
think
get
I would
older.
handle it.
It's true. That's true. That's part of the thing is
'Cause if you
I
tease
tease a lot. So getting teased is something you have to be able to take. So
Yeah, exactly. I don't think I can.
Yeah.
The older I get, the less I think I can take teasing.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
get
the more sensitive you get to things.
Especially when it's your kids, it does get
Yeah.
sometimes it's super funny. The only time I would ever get really mad is when dad was super in on it. And then
remember
he'd be
that.
like, okay, you shouldn't be teasing me. The
That's what I
kids, I'm
remember.
okay with teasing me, but you're stepping out of line now.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
I
true.
know.
No, that would
And
make
he does
me so
like-
mad.
It's a hard habit to break, though, when
It is
you're a
a hard
teaser.
habit. Yeah.
I
Especially when
really
you're
have to try.
quick-witted, because you think of things that's me. I have to stop and go, don't say that. That would be hilarious, but that's also not the right thing to say right now.
Because it's not funny to the person you're teasing ever.
No.
Really. It's only to make the other people around you laugh. I'll think of something. I'm like, oh, that would be funny to say to Nick. But I'm like, but that's not nice.
Yeah.
It's not nice to the person being teased. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
I gotta challenge myself comedically.
Yeah.
Find something else.
Do something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Besides teasing, but it is funny. Sometimes
It is funny,
but it's not
unfortunately.
you. It's funny. I try and be more aware now that we're older of if it is teasing, to have it be even.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
If I feel as though one person is getting it too much, I try to
that's true.
wrangle it in.
And I think that honestly,
Read the
I
room.
think it's kind of important to be able to laugh at life.
Yeah,
honestly.
I do think our family's really good at coping with stuff with humor, which is actually
Yeah.
from my knowledge, a healthy coping mechanism.
Yeah.
Keep things lighthearted.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
can get serious too. I think when Hannah first came to our first, which is Lad's wife, the oldest son, for those of you guys who don't know, she came to we had this New Year's toast every year. Well, not anymore really, but when
Yeah,
we were
New Year's
growing
right.
up, we would all meet on New Year's Eve, and kind of like a ritual almost now that I'm thinking about it. We turn all the lights off. We would have a candlelit dinner, and we would go around and everyone would say their favorite thing about each person. So we would start with the oldest, then we'd go down to the youngest, and everyone would go around and say their favorite thing. I like this about, Abby. I like that she does this. Whatever. You don't remember that?
No, I kind of spaced out for a second, then I came back to what we were
Welcome back
talking
to the
about.
podcast.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the What We Said podcast.
And which is really cool, but we'd all be teasing each other all year round, and then New Year's Eve we would have the one chance to be sentimental,
Yeah.
and we would all be crying and vulnerable with each other,
Yeah.
and actually be really kind. And Hannah came to the first one that I think maybe they were dating or engaged, or maybe they were married, I can't remember, but she came to the dinner and she was freaked out because all of us were literally sobbing.
Yeah, it's a sob fest.
Couldn't contain our emotions, like a love fest. Mushy, gushy, so bizarre.
Yeah, it probably is so
Probably for
weird.
people, but it's important.
Yeah.
It's important to tell people how you feel about them.
We've kind of taken that as a birthday tradition now, with our
Yeah.
friends. We will Usually if we're having like a birthday dinner or birthday lunch, we'll go around and each say something nice about them because it's really nice to hear. Like on my birthday, whenever I hear it, I'm like, oh my gosh, that is so nice. Like I cannot believe that.
It's nice to hear, and it's nice to say. You don't want to leave things unsaid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's good to have like a time to do it.
Yeah.
I want to ask you about being a mother-in-law, mom, because you are mother-in-law
Yeah.
to 3 now.
Yeah.
Was 4, now 3. Actually, it's only ever been 3, I guess.
We are going to jump into an ad to talk about Lulu's, one of our new sponsors that we absolutely love. I'm sure you've heard of them. They're all over Instagram, TikTok, and we do have a promo code for you guys at the end of this ad. So make sure you listen so you can save some money on your next shopping spree. Lulu's really has it all for every occasion. If you are maybe going on like a bachelorette trip, or you have a birthday party coming up, or a special event, or something that you want to look really cute, playful, feminine, flirty for, Lulu's is the place to go. I was actually just with some friends. We were at the beach, and one of my friends had just bought like this cute little red set, had these tassels on the bottom, this like skirt and kind of like bra top set, and it was so cute. And go figure, it's from Lulu's because I already knew they have the cutest stuff. Lulu's is reliable, so if you do have like a night out with friends or maybe a major life event or moment, you guys can always count on Lulu's for just the right outfit. Lulu's has amazing quality for the price. They are the best kept secret. Every time I see somebody that I follow on Instagram, and they'll be like, oh, this wearing a really cute dress, and they'll post the link on the next slide. I swear it's always from Lulu's. There's no occasion that Lulu's can't handle. There's an outfit for all of life's moments. They have dresses, they have comfortable outfits, maybe more casual, and they'll be there for all of the memories, all the brunches, all the birthdays, all the late nights, date nights, girls' nights, whatever it is. So make sure you go check out lulus.com. So it's lulus.com, and you can use the code WHATWESAID at checkout for 20% off your first purchase. That's LULUS.com and code WHATWESAID for 20% off your first order. New customers only. Terms apply. Go shopping for yourself. Go treat yourself.
True. It's actually only ever been 3. Yeah.
What's your
What
best
about
advice
it?
for not being a monster-in-law? Because, like
all
we
know what that
said,
is.
you were teetering. You were teetering at the toast for Cole's wedding. But most of the time, you're an amazing mother-in-law. So talk us. Well, actually, I guess I don't know.
Does Nick say
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. What does Nick
Oh,
say?
what does Nick say?
We don't want to know.
Honestly, that's when you were saying like what is easier and harder than you thought. That's one of the things that's easier than I thought, because once you guys find someone, like it's always kind of hard because you know it's going to be like them. They're the most important person, so that's always like a what do you call it, a mournful thing, or you have to grieve that moment. But like once you see like that, they, as long as they're treating that person well, and not perfect, because I am not a perfect wife, as long as they're taking care of the person, like I literally just love them to death. Like I don't, like, so I think it's just the same thing as like, they just become my own kids, where I just think like, what can I do
Yeah, that's nice.
to help them out?
Who's
Now
your
I'm gonna get
favorite
emotional
in-law?
again. Well, I know who's not my favorite. Who wasn't my favorite.
Ooh, burnage.
Well, that's obvious.
Yeah, that's obvious.
I don't have a favorite of those either.
Yeah. Not Nick. He's the longest.
Nick is a pretty good guy.
True.
I do love Nick. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Me too.
Me too.
Yeah, that would be hard.
Yeah. But
Now-
it's, yeah.
Especially
And I
how
think it's-
scary would it be to, let your kids, if you aren't sure about the person they're marrying either. Like, oh gosh,
Yeah.
like hope that they're going to
Yeah,
marry someone
it's
good.
scary when kids get married, because you just don't know. They can be like the kindest, best person, and you just don't know.
True. People are good at faking.
We learned that. So
That's true.
But even before we learned that, for sure, that's like how you feel. You're kind of like, oh my gosh. But I think it's really important to like just let, like, you have to just let your kid. It's so hard. That's the hard. If you talk about what's the hardest thing that I didn't know was going to be hard, is just to let your kids live their life and just be like supportive and whatever, and just let them, do their thing and try to find a way to be supportive about it. It's like funny because when you're grandparents, like dad's having a little bit of a hard time with grandparent because he doesn't know when to step in. And I'm just like, give me those grandbabies. and he's
monster.
like, just, yeah, I am a that I'm probably more of a grand monster than I am a in-law
Grand
monster.
monster. No.
But yeah, that's been hard. It's just like being able to just like step back but I think that's important. You just have to support, and especially like your son-in-laws and your daughter-in-laws, you have to like, first of all, make them feel like they're part of your family, and no matter what they do, like if they make a mistake or if they do something wrong, that you're still going to love them just like your own kids. Like you're not going to be like, oh my gosh, she did that. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
You
true.
know,
That's
or-
probably so nice on the receiving end of that to not feel like you have to be fake around your in-laws, because you're like, if I tease them too much, what if they think that I'm
Me.
a bad
Yeah.
spouse
Yeah.
or whatever? But I feel like, you probably do create a good environment to where
I hope so. I
everyone's
try.
perfect. Yeah.
I mean, we can't speak for them.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
We'll have to
They
ask
love
them after
being a
this.
part of our family.
They all
They
love-
love it. They think you're the best.
Yeah. So
Nice. Abby, I asked you to prepare closing remarks. No, I asked you to prepare what my best quality is as a sister and what my worst quality is as a sister. Did you come up with anything?
Yikes. I came up with a lot of stuff. So my favorite, or one of your best qualities as a sister specifically,
Can't wait.
is
Why don't you start with the bad?
Oh, okay.
End with the good.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good idea. Okay, well, your worst quality as a sister. Well, it depends on. It
Can't be my
depends-
clothes.
No, definitely not your clothes. This is kind of a mean question.
Well, I'm ready for it. The listeners want the tea.
Okay.
They think I'm perfect, so tell them.
Well, being fully honest, I think when I was younger.
Let's be half honest.
No, I think I just you liked your friends a lot.
Oh yeah.
And so for me as a younger sister, even though you would invite me sometimes and I was pretty shy, so I usually wouldn't like even want to get involved. I feel like when you were in college or when you like moved, we weren't that close. Like
Yeah.
I feel like you were closer to everyone else that was there. And I feel like there was not a lot of contact.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't remember us having like, hey, like, how are you doing? And as a younger sister, I don't want to initiate that.
Yeah,
with the
it's
older
like it is
sister.
the older person's job.
You kind of wait for the older sibling.
Dang, that sucks.
Yeah, I felt like hurt for a while about that.
Oh,
But
really?
then, yeah, I think it's
Oh
because.
wow, we're opening it up.
Well, I'm just. Well, it's
Mom's
not
like
anymore.
been
though.
waiting for it. She's like, yes.
let's hold hands.
No, I don't have any like ill feelings towards that. But I think sometimes, I don't know, the worst quality is.
I ignored you.
No, I think it's just sometimes I didn't feel like I was top of mind or something.
Yeah,
which I
yeah.
don't need to be all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
'Cause I'm a little sister, but it's like I think that's like the only thing I could think of.
Yeah,
You know?
that makes sense.
But
I
you're
can
not
see
like that
I'm sorry.
anymore. It's okay. I already forgave you.
Oh, good.
But-
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that was a long time ago too.
That's true. I do think, like growing up, I was so social. Like I loved being social, and I think that can also be sometimes one of my worst qualities. Is that like mom would be like, "Come hang out with the family." I'd be like, "The family sucks. I want to be with my friends." But then as I
That's normal.
got older, and I think right after college, like once I kind of got that socialization to the max
Yeah.
out of my system, I was like, okay, now I want to go back and like realize,
Yeah.
you know, the important friendships and the important like relationships of my family.
Yeah.
But that makes sense.
Yeah, that was the only thing I could think of for worst. Other than just being bossy sometimes. But the best quality as a sister has probably been we already kind of talked about how you kind of know what you want. And I think that's very comforting for me because, like I said, I'm a little bit more, I don't really speak up for my boundaries as much. And I also just don't speak up that much. But I feel like watching you has been helpful for me to be able to say, oh, actually, I want to live my life this way. So I'm going to do that. And so that's probably one of your best qualities as a sister. But then also, I think I feel like we can be very honest and transparent with each other. And I think that starts with you, like the older sibling takes that initiative of like, we're not a very huggy family, you know, like we're not,
I love to hug.
well, you like to hug, but I don't know what happened to the rest of us, but none of us really are very huggy. When we were younger, I'm sure we were more huggy, but
I don't think I ever was huggy.
like I don't, when we
No, you
watch,
know what?
if
You
you were to
two-
watch, Oh, sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I interrupted you. Go ahead.
If we were to watch like Love Island or something, there's some sisters that would like cuddle and watch.
Yeah.
That sounds so uncomfortable to me. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like if I leaned my head on your shoulder, like that would be so weird to like watch TV like that.
I'm kind of a sensory person like that. Like I don't want to
It's
be
not
touched.
comforting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same way. But I feel like sometimes if people's dynamics are very, I don't know, we just have different dynamics, I guess. But even though we're not touchy-feely, I feel like I could talk to you about anything.
Yeah.
And not feel judged. And I can, like, I very much appreciate transparency and openness. And I feel like that starts with the older sibling in a relationship, you know?
Yeah.
So
I agree.
and also you just give good advice.
Do I?
Yeah.
Nice. That's good to hear.
Yeah. With fashion and everything.
Really?
Life.
Sometimes I'm like giving advice and I'm like, I don't know what am I saying? I don't know anything.
Yeah.
What do I know?
That's how it always feels when you give
Yeah.
advice, honestly.
Nice. Mom, what's my best and worst trait as a daughter?
Really? You didn't put that on my question thing.
Well, can you come up with something?
Yeah, I can. Your best and worst trait. You want me to start with a word?
That's a trick question. You shouldn't have any worst qualities of mine. You're my mom.
Did you expect me to not have any worse qualities?
No,
as a
you're my sister.
But I think you're perfect.
Don't you?
Worst and what does qualities as a daughter mean?
Like when you had dreams of having daughters one day and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have daughters. They're going to do this with me, blah, blah, blah. Like let's be honest.
I know your worst.
Oh, okay. Wow. That was quick.
Your worst is that you would never wear what I wanted you to wear when you were little. When I buy a cute little outfit,
That is
I want to
annoying.
dress her up. I want to put it how I want it. And literally at like age 6, you were like, no. And I was like, I
give
thought
you
I would
6 good
have.
years.
I know. I thought I would have at least till like, well, you know, I mean, I don't mean to say anything, but you didn't really have any hair until then. So I
Yeah,
was like,
that's
great. I finally got hair that I can do stuff with. And she's like, no. And then from that moment on, I couldn't even buy you a pair of clothes.
Yeah.
I couldn't even go out to a store and buy a pair of clothes and bring it back and go like, I got you this. You'd be like, I don't like it.
Yeah, I would see like a bag from like TJ Maxx or something on my bed. I'd be like, great. She took
Yeah.
her own initiative.
And I
She
would
went
love
go
to
get
do
me
that.
clothes.
I know.
PJ Maxx.
So that honestly is the worst.
Yeah. That would stink.
Now I feel mean for
about
mine.
that. I think about
Yeah.
No, that was good. That's vulnerable. I think about that if I have a daughter one day, like I love dressing Case and Ellen. And it's like I doubt that they'll care.
They don't care.
Yeah.
But if I have a daughter, oh my gosh, I can't wait to dress her. And then what if she just is like me and she doesn't let me?
Yeah.
But it is
Karma.
cute when you dress Case and and then he like wants to go, like when he was littler. You don't know. I haven't
Yeah.
seen him do it so much anymore. But you put stuff on and then you go look, and he'd be like go look and be like
Yeah, he'd smile at
like,
himself in the
He
mirror.
still does that. Like, go look at your new outfit. And you go look in the mirror and be like,
looking good.
That's so cute.
Yeah, that is cute.
what's my best?
Oh, the best. Well, you have a lot of best.
Well, what was something you're like, oh, I want my daughters to do this. Like, I can't wait. When you were dreaming of
What
having
dream
kids.
did she fulfill of
Yeah,
yours?
both of us.
Both of you. Well, I appreciate honestly from both of you that you are allow me to be your friends now.
Oh, that's nice.
You want me to? I don't think we should do the best because I'll just be a ball fest for me.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
But I
You
mean,
can send us
hear
a
the
letter.
best.
right now that's like that means a lot to me
Oh,
because
that's
I
nice.
feel like I can just come here and like you guys want to hang out with me instead of like, oh my gosh, Mom, you're going to come here again? Because
Oh, I
I
love when
literally
you
have
stay.
been here every month since.
No, I love when
since
you come.
April
I get
now.
so excited.
So that's the best thing right now. That's honestly when I think of daughters, that's what I wanted.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
It makes up for all the times we yelled, I hate you, Mom, in
Yeah,
high school.
That's true.
Well, I probably yelled a few times of no, I'm not.
Did we ever say I hate you?
Yeah,
I
I'm
probably
sure.
did.
Really?
I'm sure. Yeah, Abby
Wow, that's
did.
bad.
Definitely
I
did.
I lost my temper.
Abby was scary.
That's the worst quality. You told me to say the worst quality about or the worst quality.
Yeah, what's
that
Abby's
as a
best and
younger
worst quality as a
sibling,
sister?
I think I lost my temper. That's the thing. I wouldn't say I don't like when you guys do that seriously. I would wait and wait and wait until I was like, okay, now I'm freaking pissed off and I'm going to chase you on all fours up the stairs.
Abby was terrifying. Like I was more physically scared of Abby. Like I could boss her around,
Yeah.
but then if she actually got mad, like I would be like, I'm out of here. Like
No,
I
I
would
had
run
a
upstairs,
temper.
slam the door, lock it, and be like literally holding it. And Abby'd be like trying to barge in. I'm like, she's been possessed.
Don't make her mad when she were little.
Yeah.
It wasn't like you got mad all the time. Like you were super like,
No, it'd boil up.
just you would boil up.
It would just be unexpected more so. It'd be like, oh, you take it 1 second, and then the next, like, I would go too far, and I'd be like, oh, wow, that's what you got mad about?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's true.
Now we're fighting.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming on, you guys. Is there anything you want to say? I did tell you, Mom, that if you wanted to, I tell a lot of stories about you. So if you wanted to debunk anything I've said or,
Oh
you know.
my gosh. Yeah,
make
there's
it right.
too many. Just so you know, there's so many that were not told raw, like lies, but were a little bit exaggerated.
Yeah, she gets that from you though.
That I couldn't
I
even
do
go
get it
back.
from Grandpa. You get it's a line of
It's
elaboration on stories.
It's true, but yeah, no, they're usually pretty on. Just maybe like a little bit, like or it's more. It's not even that they're not true.
It's the way I
It's
tell
more
them.
that like, why did you tell that? It's more that like, oh gosh, sometimes even when I'm with you, I'm like, oh gosh, why did you say that? Like that's gonna go on the podcast. You ever feel like that?
Scary. Chelsea only really talks highly of me on the podcast.
Oh yeah, what's up with
Says
that?
positive things.
Abby
about me.
doesn't really like do like,
As Lucy moments as I do.
yeah.
Yeah.
You just do funny like mom things. That's just like
Yeah, it's
classic.
Yeah, I always like when Dad and I were first dating. He would always go, "Oh, Lucy," because you know Lucy. You get your
Lucille
followers
Ball.
probably don't even like. Yeah, Lucille Ball. She was like always getting into some kind of crazy, whatever, and her husband would say, "Oh, Lucy" or whatever, and Dad
Oh,
would
that's
always
kinda
say that
cute.
because I would just get into these like debacles of like, "What did you just do?" Like one time I came back just from like being out of the car and
Yeah.
something happened, and I got back in, and Dad was like, "This was like this disaster I won't even talk about." And Dad was like, "Oh, Lucy." I was just like, I know. How did that even happen?
That's true.
That's funny.
You are goofy. I get a lot of qualities from you in that in parenting where I make up songs on the spot.
You do. I
I
love
make
it
up
when I see that.
words. I make up weird nicknames. Just goofy.
cute.
It is cute.
It's your best quality as a mom.
Yeah. One that I got from you. My worst quality is your worst quality. No. Anything else you guys want to say? To the people, to the Valley girls,
No,
before we go?
good job on the podcast.
To me?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Today or just in general?
No, just in general.
Oh, thanks.
think
You
it's
too.
cool.
Abby has a podcast. It's called Dear Abby. Go check it out. It goes up every Thursday. Go
Good
listen.
podcast.
I said,
Mom's a teacher. Sign up your kids.
No,
Go
sign up your kids, go
for
to her school.
class.
I am a teacher. Did I not say I was a teacher?
I think they know.
Wait,
Oh.
wait, let me
should know.
finish my remark.
Yeah.
I was going to say, along with good job on the podcast, it more so meant it's really cool for me to see, since we're talking about what it's like to be a younger sister, even though it used to, like, I've never felt like I'm in your shadow, but I do feel like it's been cool to see other people see what I've seen, like, growing up.
Oh,
you know?
that's sweet.
And the entertainer, and like you're funny, you're sweet, you're caring, you give good advice. And so I feel like you get to be older siblings to maybe other people that are listening.
Oh, that's nice.
So
Oh.
yeah.
You're sharing your older sister.
I am sharing my older sister.
Just I'm not as
Yeah,
bossy
so
to
watch
them.
it.
Watch it, okay?
Hey, watch it.
Watch it out there.
Well, I was just crying this whole podcast. Well, I'm glad you guys could come on. I thought this would be fun, and it was to, you know, we tried not to talk over each other, even though I told them before, I said, do not interrupt. They didn't listen as much. So sorry to the listeners, to the audio listeners. But, you know, we just have too much fun together. We can't help it. They want to interrupt me so bad right now.
Yeah.
They're biting their tongue. But anyways, you guys can listen to our podcast on YouTube or watch our podcast on YouTube now if you didn't know. If you listen just like on Spotify or, you know, the Apple Podcast app, we are on YouTube. You can see the whole episode there. But you can follow our Instagram. It's at What We Said. We have TikToks now, little clips. You can follow us on TikTok. It's just at What We Said as well. What We Said podcast on Instagram. And yeah, go get our drink. We have some fun stuff coming up. Go check out JC's Instagram if you want to see her baby and everything. So, all right. Well, we love you guys so much. And that's what we said. Bye, guys.